What's up guys, Virgil here for JRPG Central, and today I want to talk about all the JRPGs that I played in 2017. Now, not all of these came out in 2017, and these are in no particular order. They're not ranked from best to worst or anything like that, but I just kind of wanted to do a video over the games I did play that year and what I thought about them. I did play other games last year than just these, but specifically as far as JRPGs go, these are the ones that I played. These are the ones that I had the most fun with, so yeah. Okay, starting off with number one, we have one of the few retro JRPGs I played this year. Really, the only truly retro JRPG I played this year. One was a remaster of a, at this point, pretty old game, but this one takes the cake as far as like oldest JRPG I played last year, and that is The Legend of Dragoon. This was a game that I had really no experience with prior to kind of picking it up last year. I had always wanted to play it and just finally got into it. I didn't beat it. Something else came out at the time and I just kind of moved on to something else, unfortunately. But I really like the game. It's got a stellar soundtrack. The characters are all likable. The translation, a little rough. Localization is a little rough. Even for like PS1 era JRPG standards, some of it was really bad. But I really enjoyed what I played. I think I got to around disc 2 or 3. I forget exactly how far I got in it, but I love the combat. The combat, if you haven't played it, is kind of akin to almost a Paper Mario style game. It's any JRPG that implements any kind of button prompts or like timing mechanics. I really think that does a lot for the standard turn-based combat. Final Fantasy VIII with the gunblade. Stuff like that. But yeah, this is one I really want to get back to and that I hope to get back to at some point this year, but there are so many games to play and the backlog is ever growing. So the one thing I do want to mention about it before I move on is that this game is gorgeous. Like, yeah, it's a PS1 game and by today's standards it's pretty ugly, but just playing it now, for its time, it was incredibly gorgeous. Like the transformations, the pre-rendered backgrounds, character models, just everything is incredibly detailed for a game of its scale and a game of its time. That really helped it honestly age not too terribly. There are aspects about it that have aged pretty badly that I might go further into in another video. But yeah, The Legend of Dragoon, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It's not that expensive, not that hard to find. Definitely worth a play. Okay, and number 2 on my list is kind of a begrudging. This is one I begrudgingly played. I hate this game, and that is Final Fantasy 15. I didn't play it this year, but I platinumed it this year. Started it last year. This year, I platinumed it. I'm so happy that I never have to play this game again. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, and sticking with Final Fantasy and moving on to a much better game, we have Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age. This is a game that for years and years I had never played. As someone who has played literally every Final Fantasy, outside of 11 and 14 of course, front to back, 12 was the only one that I had not played. I had really gotten close to finally kind of moving it up the backlog and knocking it out when Arnie Roth leaked the Final Fantasy XII remaster so gloriously.
We're all very excited. I kept begging Square Enix, how about by the end of this year? They said, maybe on Nissan, maybe. I think it'll be later. And there's a Final Fantasy XII remake underway too. That's coming out soon.
Are you serious? To this day, that's one of my favorite ways that I've ever seen a game get leaked. And as someone who's gone to 4 or 5 Distant World concerts, I kind of have a soft spot for Arnie and for that whole production. And so just the fact that Arnie went out there and was like, ah yes, and we're very excited about the Final Fantasy XII remaster, and everybody's like, what? Onto the actual game itself though, I'm really happy that I waited for this version of the game to come out as opposed to playing the original, because the improvements they made to the job system and the speed up mechanic in this game make this completely for me. Honestly, I don't know how anyone could go back to the PS2 version after this. Like, even when you speed up the battles like to 2 times and 4 times as fast, they still seem kind of long. So having to like wait all that out in real time I can't even imagine. But that being said, I love the characters, love the gameplay, love the world. Story's a little rough, but otherwise a great game. So I said I wasn't doing this in any particular order, but the last 3 I have are my favorites of the year, so I guess here are my top 3 JRPGs I played this year. Though these are in no particular order either. Coming in at number 3 is a game that absolutely took the industry by storm and the community by storm. If you liked JRPGs, you played this game, or at least heard about this game when it came out, and that is Persona 5. There's not much I can really say about Persona 5 that hasn't been said a million times. In many ways, it's the best Persona game ever made. It's one of the most polished games I've ever played. It is a masterclass in design, both in its menus, in its battles, in its sound design. Just everything about this game is polished like a diamond. I had a weird experience with it, and I have always had this with Persona. I have played Personas 3, 4, and 5 now, and every time I play a Persona game, I enjoy the first 60 to 70 hours, but by hours 90 to the 110 mark, I just want it to end. I just want it to end so I can move on to something else. And what's weird is that I never had that feeling quite as hard as I did with Persona 5, but what's weird is that I have way more fond memories of playing this game than any of the other ones. I miss playing this game far more than I did 3 or 4, and 3 is my favorite. And when I think back on this game, I'm like, man, I would really love to play a new playthrough of that. But then I realized that would be a whole nother 80 hours, and I don't do that. Okay, coming in at number 2 this is a big one, is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Nintendo Switch. This is a game that I loved far more than I thought I would. When the initial previews and everything came out for it, the art style kind of had me scared a little bit. The English dub kind of had me scared a little bit, but I absolutely love this game. It's charming, the characters are amazing, the gameplay is a vast improvement on the original, and the original had amazing gameplay. The blade system can be kind of hit or miss for me. Some of the blades I really don't like at all. Some of them are really cool, and the whole concept of the blade and the driver I like way more in practice than I do on paper and concept. But the best thing about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for me is its story. Its story is one of my favorite JRPG stories in recent memory. It hits on every beat. The pacing of the story is fantastic. All the characters, as I said before, are all enjoyable, all likable. I'll be going into far greater details on the game when my review comes out. That should be coming soon, probably in the next week or 2. I kind of got sidetracked a little bit from the game when I had some spoilers happen. Was really on a great streak with the game. And when that happened, that kind of bummed me out a little bit, and I just haven't quite got my momentum back with it. But yeah, look out for that in probably about a week or 2. So I said at the top that these games were not in any particular order, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think I kind of subconsciously saved this one for last, because this is definitely my favorite JRPG that I played in 2017, and that game is Dragon Quest VIII, The Journey of the Cursed King. I'll say this one technically came out in 2017 because the 3DS version came out, and for all intents and purposes, they're basically the same game. The 3DS one has a few, honestly, pretty awesome features, but for me, the downgrade in graphics and the super heavy downgrade in the soundtrack really killed that version for me. Also, I got this right before the 3DS version came out. I actually got it for Christmas of the year, technically now the year before last. I got it Christmas of 2016 because a friend of mine knew how excited I was for the 3DS version, and he knew how bad I wanted to play this. And yeah, I got it and just absolutely fell in love with this game. I think another reason I'm so personally attached to this game is that this is the game that I actually started my Instagram account with. I posted this and the guide to the game, and it was the first ever post I ever made on my Instagram, and if I hadn't done my Instagram, I wouldn't be making this video right now, so definitely have a lot of love for this game. A simple way I could think to describe it is that it is, in almost every single way, just the complete package. It's got amazing gameplay, amazing story, amazing characters, and amazing music. It's got everything you could ever want or need in a great great JRPG. And that's why it is my favorite JRPG of 2017. Anyway, guys, that's it for my games I played in 2017 video. A little late because it's the 4th. Yep, it's the 4th. So this is a couple days late. I really would have liked to have this done before the year was over, but life and stuff. So yeah, if you played any of these, let me know in the comments down below and give me a list of all the JRPGs you played in 2017. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.